Weathervane Playhouse in our stand-up Showdown finals. I'm Jennifer Hankinson. I'm the executive director at Weathervane, and I just have a few safety things I have to go over according to law. So, in case of an emergency, take a look now. There are exit signs. Head towards those. There's actually no smoking on the property, all you smokers out there, but there's an ashtray in the parking lot. There will be one 20-minute intermission. And try to keep the aisleways clear. You never know when somebody's gonna come down through them. This evening is the culmination of what started in 2020 with these comedians coming up. We had a little bit of a break. Now we have 12, and you're gonna help pick who is the funniest person. On the back of a show program, if you don't have a program, grab one at intermission. It gives you all the instructions of how to vote. We will open that at the end of the show. We'll tell you when. You can either scan a QR code, you'll see everybody's name and picture, pick your favorite, or you can text a number next to the person's name to a number that votes for them. It's one vote per device. And then we have 3 guest judges. So we have Mary Kay Boer, who is over here. I don't have a spotlight, so you're just gonna take my word for it. I am currently standing on the Mary Kay Boer stage, so I think she earns judge status. And then next to her is Dan Motor. Oh, no, next to her is our surprise, next to him. Dan Motor from Explore Licking County. He is the Licking County expert, all things Licking County. And in between the two of them is our surprise guest judge, and that's Sherman Diller, who has been with Weathervane since the 70s, I believe. Shining star. And he has not seen any of the comedians so far. So this is like no prejudgment. He's doing this fresh. So their votes are going to be added to your votes. We're going to find the winner. Thank you all very much. Jason Raynard.
Guys, give it up for Jennifer. Give it up for Weathervane for putting this together. If you guys aren't familiar, this is the first comedy show they've ever had at Weathervane, so we're making local history. Pretty cool. So I'm a local. I'm from Newark, Ohio originally. I just moved back here after doing about 3 years in New York City. And I gotta tell you guys, I think Governor Cuomo assaulted me too. I was in New York City when the pandemic broke out. I lost my job, they made comedy shows illegal, and eventually I lost my apartment. I don't know Andrew Cuomo, but I know he fucked me. Ohio's wonderful. Ohio's okay. Yeah, so when COVID first broke out in the city, the CDC had said that COVID stayed on surfaces for 48 hours. And that Goomba Andrew Cuomo went on TV and said, "Don't worry, we're sanitizing the trains every 3 days." And all I could think about was, oh my God, how often were they sanitizing the subway before COVID? Guys, the subway is covered in vomit and feces and urine. You'd swear you were in Joe Biden's bathroom. New York's a weird place, man. I'll sum it up like this. It's the most environmentalists I've ever met in my life, but also the only place I've ever been hit in the face by a 60-foot trash tornado. The only thing green about that city is the water. People in New York, they stand up for social justice, but they sit down when a psychopath jerks his dick on the train. Where's all that bravery I see on social media, guys? Because in reality, it's hashtag not my problem. So before New York, I was in Arizona for about 2 years. And Arizona is just one big faded tramp stamp. Which, as a single 35-year-old man, that's about all you can look for at this point. Yeah. Yeah, tramp stamp and no attachment. It sounds pretty good to me right now. So at one point in time, I had drove all the way from Arizona through Nevada to Seattle. If you guys aren't familiar, that's a 172-hour drive through Nevada. There's Vegas in the south, Reno to the west, and then Mars. Guys, the U.S. government's dropped 200 nuclear bombs in Nevada since the 70s, and nobody cares. I made a pit stop in Reno along the way, and that place is busted. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Reno. Anybody ever been? Yeah. For those of you who haven't been, imagine a 70-year-old Marlboro man dragging his oxygen tank through a dusty road after he just lost his entire Social Security check in an hour. That's Reno, Nevada. The last wheezing cough of the Wild West. I went to this casino there. It's called the Cal Nevada. They have a steak and lobster special for $9.99. All of it tasted like dip spit. It's a weird place. The cocktail waitresses at the casinos, you know, they all had fishnet stockings. They had their tits perked up with a corset, ass cheeks hanging out of their spandex shorts. Here's the kicker. None of them were under the age of 60 years old. Yeah, I will have another Miller Genuine Draft, Dawn. Thanks for the beer, low blood sugar tits. So it dawned on me while I was in Nevada, guys, don't go to Mars. Guys, Elon Musk is a pillhead in the middle of a nervous breakdown. Think about it. He makes flamethrowers. He's invested millions of dollars in Dogecoin. He dated Amanda Heard. That's the same girlfriend that reduced Johnny Depp to an unemployed skeleton in mascara. So that pillhead of a man was on a coke bender with, I don't know, Justin Bieber and a 5-star general, and he decided, I'm gonna send people to Mars. And everybody was like, hell yes, sign me up. And that's because everybody is high. Mars, what an awful idea. Guys, in order to be selected to go to Mars, you had to take a bunch of tests to prove how smart you are. But going to a desert without oxygen because a pillhead said he'd give you a lift sounds pretty dumb, right? All Elon Musk is going to do is take a bunch of scientists, engineers, doctors, and astronauts, put them on a spaceship for years just so they can die in some fucked up Scientology Western. I swear he's a Scientologist, man. The only difference between Elon Musk and L. Ron Hubbard is math. Here's my thing. Why are we taking all these people that we desperately need here on Earth and sending them on an intergalactic trail of tears? That joke doesn't do here because you guys still think you're 1/16 Native American? Everybody from Ohio? I'm Cherokee. No, you're not. We all took the 23andMe. We're not Cherokee. We know. Here's my thing. Aren't there some Scientologists locked in Tom Cruise's basement that we can use as the first batch to go to Mars? Look, if you've never baked before, the first time you do it, you don't make a wedding cake from scratch. You take a little bit of pre-made cookie dough from Pillsbury, throw it in an oven, and see if you can manage to not fuck that up first. I don't know. I'll leave you on this. I don't understand why we're trying to colonize Mars when we haven't even colonized Nevada. All right, guys, so without further ado, I'm going to bring up your first comic of the night. Guys, all the way from Plainville, Ohio, put your hands together for Mike Larson.
There is a man who loves his job. I had a guy today at the grocery store who hated his job. Man, did this guy not want to pack my groceries. He was putting soft stuff under heavy stuff. I think I saved $40. He didn't even care if the damn thing beeped when he passed it over. Why Giant Eagle decided I should check out my own groceries, I'll never know. I suck at that job. You don't want me doing this. I drove out here from Plain City, Ohio. Anyone ever been to Plain City? Ooh, yeah, I can see the t-shirt. Nice. Plains City, not an exciting town, but it has been elected 7 years in a row the most honestly named city in all of Ohio. Oh yeah, just Plains City. Got a Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors of vanilla. 30 now. They thought French vanilla sounded a little gay. Very conservative there in Plains City. What do you go to Plains City for? The Der Dutchman, don't lie. You go eat at the Der Dutchman. Amish cuisine. There's two words you don't hear together very often. Amish cuisine. They got gravy and they got some deep fried gravy to go with that. It is good eating. Now it is Amish cuisine, but it is not run by the Amish. You know, it's run by the Mennonites. Mennonites are like JV Amish. Yeah. The women still dress like Little House on the Prairie, but the men are able to operate a deep fryer. Works out. Symmetry for them. I moved to Plains City after spending about 20 years in Los Angeles. I was writing for a bunch of television shows, and then I sold my house in LA and bought a place in Plains City, because that's what you do when your career's on fire. Oh yeah, that's what all the big shots do. I like it though. I like it here. It's weird for us. We come from LA and then moving to where my daughter goes to school in Dublin, Ohio. Boy, that's a white town. Well, maybe not compared to Newark, but look at me. Look what I'm talking about. Dublin is like Harlem in the 20s compared to Newark. Are you kidding me? It is a hub of culture. No, it was tough, though, coming from Los Angeles, but God bless Dublin. You know, it's a nice town. They got lots of golf courses and everything. But first day of school, the principal said, we pride ourselves on our diversity here in Dublin. This year's student body comes from families representing 17 different country clubs. It's a rich tapestry of white there in Dublin. Dublin, Ireland is darker than Dublin, Ohio, I believe. People are fancy there. How you doing, ma'am? You look like a nice woman. Please don't ruin my day. Do you make people take their shoes off when they come to your house? Oh, you do, don't you? Oh, if you're not Asian, you have no right to do that, people, okay? That is cultural appropriation. Asking me to take my damn shoes off when I go in your house like your floor is made of puppies. What is this with the shoes? Really? You trust me to come to your house and interact with your children but not walk on your floor? All right. In Dublin, you have to. So now, you got to do it. So now when I go to a party, I take my shoes off, but I do it at the end of the driveway and then cut across the wet lawn. So when they open the door, I'm standing there in my dirty socks and a perfectly clean pair of shoes. Sorry, I thought I was going to be wearing my shoes at this party, not throwing them in a pile like I'm at the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. Didn't know it was that fancy a party. My bad. So I live where I am is kind of the edge of, we have a lot of deer hunters in the area. You have hunters? We got to have hunters here. Oh, shut up. Like 20 pickup trucks out there and at least 2 Trump stickers. I know they're damn hunters. Do not lie to me, people. So where I live, we got a lot of hunters in the area. And a while ago, season, I had a very Ohio experience sitting out on my back porch, having my Sunday coffee, and walking through the vegetable patch was a beautiful family of deer hunters. It's so special when you see them in their natural habitat, you know? I almost didn't see them at first because they were camouflaged. Yeah. At first, I thought it was just 3 disembodied guns and a Cincinnati Reds cap going through the tomato garden. And good call on the Reds cap. It is not easy blending in with a tomato garden. So, kudos for that. Poor guy, when he saw me, oh, I know that look. Every married man in the world, when you know you've screwed up and you're thinking you can talk your way out of it. And I said, hey, buddy, you can't hunt here. And he said, I didn't see a sign. really, because I think a tomato garden is the perfect sign that you can't hunt here. There's kind of some code we're working on there. Yeah. I was just up in Michigan recently. Asked someone where they're from. They showed me their hand. You ever had anyone do that? You do that? It's like Michigan shaped like a glove, right? So they say, "Oh, I'm up here in Ann Arbor." That's not all the states can do that. Florida can do the armpit. If you're from like Fort Walton Beach or one of those horrible places, Panama City, you'd be in the armpit of Florida. I would love to show you where I grew up in California, but I'd have to take my penis out. It's a family show. Yeah. Fortunately, it bends a bit to the east, so it is geographically correct. I grew up in Northern California. Spent most of my life in Los Angeles. Hey, it's my story. I can put my finger where I want. Suddenly, the truth police. Who told the Ohio Secretary of State that Ohio is shaped like a heart? It is not. But when you go voting in Ohio, they give you a sticker that says, "I," picture of Ohio, voting. It's supposed to say, "I love voting." But Ohio does not look like a heart. Not a regular heart, anyway. Maybe an Ohio heart if you've eaten at Der Dutchman every night. So my daughter's doing a report on Hawaii, so I was helping her doing some research and watch. I found something fascinating about the ancient Hawaiians used to honor their god by once a year throwing a virgin in a volcano. Yeah. No proof that it was the gods were impressed, but it sure loosened up the women. Yeah. Evidently. Yeah, you're a loser if you can't get a little something around virgin tossing time. Hey, you guys enjoy the rest of your show. You have some great acts tonight. Good night.
Guys, keep it going for Mike Larson. All right, guys, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring up your second comic. He's a local to Newark. Guys, keep it going for John Holland. John Holland, guys.
What's up? Well, my name's John. This is pretty cool. It's cool that everybody's here. We're not all at home under a blanket with masks on our face and shit. I am full. I went to the Brazilian steakhouse today. You guys ever do that? Some of you. For those of you that haven't gone, it's a place where you go and they have this chip they put on your table. It's like a stoplight. It's green and red. And what these guys do is 50 of these little guys with big swords come out and bring you what can only be described as like a dairy farm's worth of meat. And all you have to, you're like, yeah, you want steak? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got turned the chip over, whatever. But I'm full like the American way of being full, even though I went to a Brazilian place. Like, I'm so full that I hate myself. Like, I'm up here like, oh my God, you guys. But it was crazy. I had to go to a Brazilian steakhouse to get American full. But they sell all this, they sell steak, they sell lamb, they sell everything that's like all this super good meat. And then there's this one poor guy walking around with a sword of chicken. Dude, this guy looked beat the fuck down. Like, he looked sad. And I was kind of like, all right, so hold up. There's 50 of these guys, right? How do you decide who gets to be the dink with the chicken? And I was like, all right, maybe they draw a straw. So my buddies and I are laughing like shit at this table, and this kid is, you guys want chicken? Nah, man, we're good, thanks, appreciate you. You want steak? Yeah, right here, man, fill me up. Poor kid. I think maybe what it is like he's the new guy, and they're building character at Texas Day, Brazil. Yeah, so I'm full and I'm tired. You ever one of those days where you wake up and you have to decide whether you want like a cup of coffee or like a uncut line of Peruvian cocaine? So as the host said, Jason said, I'm not originally from Newark, but I live in Newark now. So is everybody here from Newark? None. Right on. So I like to tell people, because I'm from Newark, I think people in Toboso think I'm rich, and people in Granville think I make life decisions at the gas pump. So the pandemic was weird. I'm not going to really talk about that too much. The only thing I'm really going to talk about is people really were like on the internet. And what I noticed just with the people that I associate with was Facebook. Lots of stuff on Facebook. Yo, people are getting real crazy on Facebook, man. The other day I saw a guy post something that was like, I'm out of Facebook jail. Word. So like the first day, do you got to beat up a bigger nerd when you get there? Or? I heard the showers are rough. He's like, what are you in for, man? I posted a political opinion that someone disagreed with and reported me. Another thing I see on there, like the last couple of years, unfortunately, we lost like Prince. We lost David Bowie. We lost Tom Petty. We lost Prodigy. Oh, white people. He's from Mobb Deep. It's a hippity hop group. Anyway, we lost a lot of musicians. And what I'm seeing is people putting these crazy like eulogies on Facebook because people are connected with music. You know, I like music. Everybody likes music. You guys, it reads like this. You guys, Prince died yesterday. What am I going to do? How am I going to connect my life with no more Prince music? I know. You guys want to know? Push play, dummy. Same way you always have. I've also noticed, I'm not going to talk too much about Facebook. There's another thing I see on there that's like really overtly Christian. And what I mean is like it's a picture of some poor child in some country that's like, doesn't look great. And they're like for amen or type for a blessing. Word. You telling me that God is on Facebook, man? Nap and then woke up and did some more shit to Mars, fucking Bozeman, Montana, or Jackrabbit, Jackalope. He did all that shit. He's going, well, what did Cheryl put on Facebook? If she doesn't like this shit, I'm not doing anything. It's crazy. What I thought about too the other day, and this is just an arbitrary thought I had, when Jesus was born, do you think that the inn was full, or there was like a new innkeeper working? It's like, hi, yeah, how can I help you guys? Oh, you're here to what? At this hotel? Let me call my manager. Hi, yeah. I got some people here that they're going to have the Son of God here. They want to do what now? They're going to have the Son of God here, apparently. They came all the way from, Nazareth. Tell them the inn's full, man. And I was like, I don't know, man. These guys are really, really convinced. Like, I think they're for real. Okay, we can't have them having a birth in one of our rooms, man. We can't do that. He's like, okay. Put them in the stable, but sell it to them. What? Put them in the stable, but fucking don't call it a stable. Call it something else. I got you. Hi, folks. Yeah, I actually have a perfect room for you guys. It's a suite fit for a king. Actually, it's a suite fit for 3 kings. So I'm getting older, and they don't tell you shit when you get older. Like when you're 10, a year is a 10th of your life. When you're 40, a year is a 40th of your life. It's a different amount of time. And I'm not saying that to make you reflect. What I'm saying is I remember when I could not take a poop as an emergency. Some of you. I remember when I was like, I'd be in the middle of a conversation with a co-associate. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll get that merger to like a 3.7. I think, we'll get Bill on it. And, hey, you know what? Can you excuse me for just 1 second? Okay, thank you. Just take my time. This is the same conversation Friday morning. Yeah, we're gonna. I gotta go, dude, move. No one told me I had to do Kegel exercises to save my fucking pants, man. So, yeah, like every time I shit now, photo finish. As I'm getting older, I'm trying to live healthier, right? You want to live healthier? I used to be like out to here, and now I'm only out to here after I eat Brazilian steakhouse. Now I'm here, you know? So it's starting to work out. I quit drinking. Uh-oh, I'm running out of time. So anyway, I quit drinking and I started smoking weed. But basically what I wanted to get to is pot's legal now. When I was a kid, if you told me I could have gone into a store and bought weed, but my pot dealer's pissed. I see him at parties. I was at a karaoke party the other night. I hear Lionel Richie come on. He looks at me right through the fucking crowd and he's like, hello, is it weed you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. The Visine is no disguise. And if you've got 25, I've got you. That's my time, y'all. I love you guys. Have a great night.
Guys, keep it going for John Holland. Chug 'em, chug 'em, chug 'em, chug 'em. All right, guys, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring up your next comic. He's a local from Newark, Ohio as well. Put your hands together for Destin Richardson.
How's it going, Weathervane? So good to be here. So good to be here. I've seen many a show here. I was kind of worried about if I need to be like very clean or not with my material. I mean, I dress clean. I got this dry cleaned. Like, this is a big deal for me. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I watched a female puppet prostate check a male puppet on here during a song in Avenue Q. So I'm pretty sure anything I can say is fine. Yeah, no, I've seen probably maybe 20 shows here. I'd say 5 of them I even paid for. Now, before you guys think I have a friend, he played drum in the pit for most of the shows, and he would always give me his comp ticket. And I would always turn him down. I just love the thrill of sneaking past security, so. I'm kidding. Security is great. I mean, don't bring that up at the board meeting, all right? Like, no, they're fine. I know they say you get what you pay for, and it's a volunteer organization. Great security, great volunteers. But no, but my very first show here, I remember, I was a junior in high school, so this was now about 12 years ago, maybe 13. Who's counting? There's been a lot of beer in between there, so the numbers, they blur. But my junior year, I just started seeing my very first girlfriend. We came here about like date 3 or 4, and it was a great production, like all Weathervane shows are. Pander. But I found out 2 days after that show that not only was I not her boyfriend, she had never broken up with her first long-term boyfriend, and she had another boyfriend. So thank you for Weathervane for always bringing back memories when I saw My Fair Lady with my incredibly unfair lady. I thought I was here with, good evening, sir, and instead I was here with, oi! I walked out of here, people stop and stare, they don't bother me. Well, it should, because they know I'm number 4. Like, but no, this is great. This is surreal. Because here's the thing, like it's weird that I'm here on this stage as a comedian, because like I've done theater for 14 years now, whether it be high school or community, and again, it's crazy to think that what got me on here was 4 years of puns and dick jokes. It is crazy how life works. I would say I've told them in Toronto, Tampa, Boston, New York, all to get 2 minutes away from my childhood home right up Price Road. Here we are, around the world in 80 days. But no, I've been telling my jokes recently here at the Homestead Cherry Valley Public House. We actually have a show April 29th as well. And you should come check it out. Jay Hunter, who's up later, fantastic comedian. Now, you're probably wondering, Destin, you have 8 minutes to win $500. Why are you wasting time plugging your show? Because even though I'm a good comic, I'm a damn good producer. That's right. Eat your heart out, Max Bialystock. I really need all of you to come to that one, too, because I'm tired of funding that show, much how Max Bialystock funds all of his, you know, bussing in the old ladies from the nursing homes. I always got to play games with them, you know. Yeah. We got to play the debutante and the bricklayer. You like that one, Mama? Keeps you limber. Every time it's virgin milk made in the home stable boy, though. I don't have the strength. Do you guys like that Nathan Lane impression, by the way? Did you? I say I have a head cold. Normally it kills. I say not my Matthew Broderick though. My Matthew Broderick impression only kills if Jennifer Grey's in the passenger seat. Oh, sorry, too soon. It's 1987. I'm 1993. All right, my whole life has passed and then some. Like, it's tragedy plus comedy equals time, or tragedy plus time equals comedy. I don't math. I went to Newark. So no, time has passed. We can now talk about Ferris Bueller putting baby in the corner of the glove compartment. Like, it's okay. We're there now. But no, like I said, my last show I did before I actually hung up theater to do comedy, I was in Bye Bye Birdie. And if any of you haven't heard of Bye Bye Birdie, where have you been? I would say I was Conrad Birdie myself. I don't know if you can tell by the doughy alcoholic physique I got going on, but I was perfect for the role. In fact, I was typecast. I'll say that. I was typecast. And I right when I was at the end of theater, I really got into the idea of method acting. You know, where you just really truly believe you're the person, right? It's not like a thing you slip on. You're there the whole time. So I was like, well, he's clearly Elvis. I mean, he's not Elvis, but you know, he's like the Kmart version of Elvis. And I was like, so I'm going to method act Elvis. So I started eating the peanut butter bacon banana sandwiches. You know, I spent hours learning the dances. In the script, he's a heavy drinker, even though Elvis isn't a drinker, because you know you can't get away with doing barbiturates on stage as well. But I was like, I don't want to take my chances, so I got addicted to both alcohol and barbiturates. And I was about to enlist in the Army, and all of a sudden, my friend who was in the show too, he like, oh, don't throw your life away for a couple of weeks of a show, and I just said. Where were you when I was doing barbiturates? Huh? Where was that hand on the chest for that, huh? I was like, speaking of, you don't happen to have any barbiturates, do you? You know, I'm asking for a friend. We're friends. I'm your friend. I'm that friend. You got pills? No, it was the whole real reason too. Is I'm like I'm even here right now. Is in my method acting, I also now have 9 illegitimate children. So if you all could really vote for me, I really need that $500. The kids need new shoes. Don't worry, I'm not gonna get them blue suede shoes. That's too on the nose. Anyway, I've talked enough about musical theater, even though we're here. I want to talk about what everyone comes to comedy shows here for. And that's sex and poop. It's what everyone wants to hear, right? I thought I heard somebody there that was very excited to hear about that. Those two activities are probably not mutually exclusive for that gentleman. So I'm sober now too, and I hate it because all my stories suck. You've heard them; they suck. I'll say when I was, I hate it. But I did it, to avoid any whiskey problems with the ladies. But the big reason is I want to go back to being able to trust my farts. That's the big one for me. Like I want to be able to let one out and not have to stop whatever it is I'm doing and just death grip them together. Like, all right, sorry, I thought my mic got cut. I was like, but I have so much more to talk about my poop. But yeah, I had a whole lot of beer and chili in the winter, and I would like to be able to sit down on the toilet and actually use abdominal muscles to push it out. There we go.
Guys, keep it going for Destin Richardson. We were talking about Mennonites earlier and Amish people and stuff like that. I don't know if that's where you guys get your cheese or not. I worked with an Amish guy who left during Rumspringa, and he told me a couple of jokes I thought I'd share with you. What does an Amish prostitute do? 10 Mennonite. How do you know if an Amish girl shaves her pussy? You check her shoes for dandruff. All right, on that, we're going to transition, guys. Keep it going for your next comic, Patrick Baylog. Guys, Patrick Baylog.
I'm not sure how to follow that. Thank you guys. Thanks to Weathervane for putting this on. This is a pretty cool experience. I've never been on a big stage like this before. It's pretty sweet. Hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. Yes. I don't know about you guys, but I've been just inundated watching the Masters. Pretty cool that Tiger's back, made the cut. You know, he's playing so well. The only explanation, I'm pretty sure, there's going to be at least one Perkins waitress walking funny this come Monday. You know. I also think tomorrow at some point we're gonna see Bagger Vance come out of nowhere, slap him across the face. Keep my Perkins waitress out of your fucking mouth. So I'm getting older. Yeah. So I you know, most people when you get older, we're trying to make sure we watch our weight and stay healthy. I got this and. A lot of people, they'll go buy a gym membership or a you know, one of those Fitbits or whatever. I went in a slightly different direction. I figured I needed something that was going to keep up with my dedication. So what I did was buy one of those virtual reality headsets. My thought was, this is great. I'm gonna work out at home, play all these sports, and work out. So the first sport I downloaded was golf, obviously. You know, and I'm losing a lot of weight doing that. I started doing bowling, another one that's, you know, really keen to losing the weight. And then darts, you know, and it's working pretty well. I mean, obviously, you can tell I'm basically a Greek god, you know, or you know, Brad Pitt when he was in Fight Club. No, but seriously, you know, maybe it's not going so well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I pretty much skip every leg day. You know, you know, I'm not part of that. I'm starting to look more like Sam from Lord of the Rings. You know, Rudy. But that virtual reality is kind of crazy. It's not all fun and games. You know, I mean, for the most part it is. But I like to go to the casino there, and it's pretty neat. You can walk into the casino, can play different games. I play poker, so I go and play poker, and everybody's usually pretty cool for the most part. You know, all the people are nice. You talk to them you know, while you're playing cards. If you have a good hand, you can give each other a high five, and there's sparks that fly every time your hands touch. So it's neat. You know, it's fun. There's a couple groups that really like the metaverse, and I'll tell you, old ladies, for some reason, they're on there all the time. I think it's because they can't go many places. So they stay home, drink wine, maybe smoke a little bit, which is cool, you know, and I always have a good time talking with them. They do, once that wine starts kicking in, they start having a couple weird comments here and there. Like I won a nice hand, and one lady's like, "Nice hand, you beat me." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You can beat me all night." And I'm like, beat me all night. I was like, I don't know if you're having a flashback to the 1950s. Like, I'm not your husband. Like, that's not okay anymore. We don't do that, you know? There's also another group that's less friendly. It's usually the adolescent male, which is weird because you can tell them right away. I mean, their balls haven't dropped yet, so they got the high voice, right? And they say some inappropriate things. But one of these pranks that they like to play, and it doesn't make any sense to me, but they love it, is they like to sexually assault people in the metaverse. And it's weird. I was a victim. I ain't gonna lie to you, you know? Me too. So what happened was I was sitting down playing poker. I'm on the, playing poker, and all of a sudden I see this hand come into my crotch. And he starts going to town. And I'm like, and you can't do anything about it. Like, you're trying to push it away, but like I said, it's virtual reality, so you can't really do anything about it. And it's so weird to me, because I was like, I've never, like when I was in high school or in middle school, none of my friends ever said, hey, you know what we should do that'd be a really funny prank? Let's go find some random dude and beat his dick. That's crazy to me. But apparently that's their thing. So I didn't know how to handle it at first. So one of the things that I did was I was like, you know what? I've been training for this. I mean, remember? I'm bowling. I'm playing golf with that hand, right? And playing some darts. So my right arm is on fucking point, Like, I'm ready to go. So next time this kid gets in there, he's going to town. Well, I join him. I'm like, yeah, buddy. Now sparks are flying because our hands are touching, right? So sparks are flying everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. And we're flying everywhere. And they're all, I start moaning. I'm like, oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. I go, I've been married for a long time. I haven't had sparks fly out of my crotch like this in forever. This is awesome. Those dudes quit so fast. They were done. It was it, They quit as soon as they hit. Yeah, it was good. So then one of the old ladies looks over and she goes, so I won the pot, right? They left. They left before their hand was even finished. So I won the pot. One of the old ladies looks at me and she goes, fucking amateurs. she goes, well played, sir. And I go, yep, thank you. And then I looked at her and I go, I'm beating you next, remember? And she, yeah, that didn't, they left too. I won that pot as well. So which was pretty cool. So I also, a couple other things. I just, when you get on one of these stages like this, I just can't believe how big it is. And I kind of end up wanting to, sing a little bit. So, I don't know if anybody's, I'm sure you've heard of her. I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody who loves me. I have no idea where I was going with that. I just wanted to do that. I don't get this opportunity to speak in front of a huge crowd like this. So, yeah. So I'm obviously I went through my set a lot faster than I thought. So I got a minute, maybe two. Just bullshitting. Anybody want to talk about something? I mean, I don't know. So I hope the next guy's ready. Poor bastard. He's like, I got another minute. What, that guy's gonna be done already? Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you. Sorry. That's what happens when they let amateurs like me in here. So. Yeah, I mean, we could count down with me if you want, 30, 29, 28. No, you guys been awesome. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
Guys, keep it going for Patrick Baylog. Patrick's 30-second countdown was just a rendition of my sex life. All right, guys, without further ado, we're going to bring up your next comic. Keep it going for Drew Bennett.
Good evening, Weathervane. Look at you guys. Sound good? You look good? Who here's married? All right, must be date night. Judging from your age, there's nobody at home watching kids. All those guys are way gone. So who here's been married so long your wife can hear you loading the dishwasher incorrectly from 3 rooms away?
Hey, doesn't go there.
Not sure how they do that. It's pretty amazing. But I'm here to tell you, even if that's how your marriage is, you need to figure it out and you need to stay married. And not because I have some strong moral stance about the sanctity of marriage. No, this is pure economics. It's way cheaper. I once saw a bumper sticker that said, "Love is grand, divorce is $100 grand." If I could have gotten out of my marriage for only $100,000, I'd have been waving my hands like a blackjack dealer at Shift Change. I'm out! Because I would have got off cheap. Look, guys, you met somebody who liked you at first, decided that it was going to be okay for you to climb on them 4 or 5 times a year, maybe twice on your birthday if you're lucky. And eventually they're going to accept the fact that you like to spend all your money on guns and dirt bikes and bourbon and who knows, maybe they even like one of those things. But I'm here to tell you, regardless of what your marriage situation is, it is way better than being single and dating in your 50s. Because this shit is fucking horrific. Now, I'm not saying it's ethnic cleansing horrific, but we are at least Catholic Church horrific. So having been single as long as I have been, I do look at a copious amount of porn. Don't judge me. I have needs. So I finished Pornhub. Nothing left for me to see there. I moved on to X Hamster. I'm going to have that done by tomorrow. Now, ladies, I know none of your guys have any idea what I'm talking about. I am the only degenerate in this room. Because when you go look at their browsing history, you're finding Whole Foods and puppy rescues and how to keep monogamy hot. But should you run across X Hamster in their browsing history, just know this is a website dedicated to extreme sports for small rodents. That's it. It's amazing how smart they are. They're great. Especially that little trick when they run up a paper towel tube. Oh, all right. You're paying attention. So, I'm using Pornhub as my hard knock spring training camp. See, most guys, when they go surfing for porn, they're looking for that smoke show 20-year-old, maybe the co-ed, maybe their stepmom, I don't know. But I can't pull those kind of numbers. So what I'm looking for is that thrice divorced woman with a C-section scar, some saggy C-cup tits, and she likes to make questionable life choices. Actually, I would prefer her make questionable life choices. Because see, that way, out in the real world, when all those clothes come off, I'm not going to be shocked by anything I see. And we're having a good time. Oh yeah, it's going down. And I'm not going to lose my stinger. No. See, I'm going to finish for sure. Now, you may not, probably not. But see, that's going to be on you. Because look, ladies, if you want true equality, you need to get your orgasms down to like 4 minutes. It should be a race. And don't get mad at me if I win. If you win, I'm high-fiving you like, hell yeah, way to go, honey, that was awesome. Oh shit, who's this guy? Are we about to have a threesome? Was not what I was planning on. So once I finished my spring training, I hit the dating apps. And I have to tell you, I think I would rather drown an entire litter of puppies one at a time than join another dating app. And this is coming from the guy that cried more at that movie, A Dog's Purpose, than I did at my dad's funeral. I mean, look, my dad died once. Jesus Christ, that dog died 7 fucking times. It was the worst hour and 40 minutes of my life. It was brutal. Now, the other reason why it's so bad out there, it's because of old people. Yeah, we ruin everything. We do. Like, we chase young people from app to app, desperately trying to remain cool. And, yeah, we've taken down a sacred institution. Tinder. Yeah, we've ruined it. Every woman with a profile over the age of 40 says the same thing. I'm not here for a hookup or your one-night stand or your friends with benefits scenario. Oh, the irony. Ladies, you're in the wrong fucking spot. This was the original hookup app. Look, I don't go to City Barbecue when I want sushi, and I'm not calling Bill Cosby the next time I need to pull an all-nighter. That's a sleepy joke. You guys got that? Nice. Look, old people, we have our own apps. It's called Our Time and Silver Singles and 20 Years Past Fuckable.com. So, being on dating apps, I have to tell you, it's like being stuck in that movie Groundhog Day. Because I have the same conversation every time I match with a new woman. Oh, it's brutal. Where are you from? How many kids do you have? It's so tiresome. And sometimes, like the movie, I think I'd be better off if I just leapt out of a bell tower or stepped in front of a bus or took a bath with my toaster. Well, see, once you finally land that first date, if you can suffer through all that, then it's like the worst job interview for the best job ever. See, for guys, we're trying to interview that next woman we might get to have sex with 4 or 5 times a year, maybe twice on our birthday, if we're lucky. Now, ladies, you're just trying to replace that shitty employee you had to let go of 3 months ago because he stole from you, and I know. He didn't take your money. He took your self-esteem. So for me, having been divorced, my interview is like a felon trying to get a job after having been released from prison. Yeah, and that interview goes the same way every single time. So tell me, how long ago were you married? This means, how long ago were you in prison? Oh, what happened? Why'd your marriage end? This means, what were you in for? And see, then as soon as I answer that question honestly, because I'm not a complete piece of shit, the response I get is, well, we want to thank you for coming in. We're going to keep your information on file. And the next time we have an opening for somebody shitty at commitment, we'll give you a call. And just like every other job interview, I'll never hear another word, and I'll be back at home on Pornhub and X-Hamster 15 minutes from now. All right, that's my time. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much.
Guys, keep it going for Drew Bennett. Drew Bennett, everybody. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the whole Will Smith situation last week or not. I assume so. Drew reminded us the worst part of having a bald wife, being married. Without further ado, guys, I'm going to bring up your next comic of the night. Put your hands together for Jay Hunter. Jay Hunter.
I am tall. Hopefully everybody heard that. To all my teachers that said I'd never amount to shit, how'd they know? I mean, they're at the parent-teacher conference and they're like, your son is really struggling in his class. But Mr. Thomas, I just watched you roll down the window of a geoprism just to get out. Looks like I'm not the only one struggling in my class. If you can't tell by my uniform, I've dated a white girl or two. Sounds like a lot of belief. The love of my life, she was Jewish. And I wasn't just dating her for the discounts. I was dating her because she was brutal. All we did was just sit back and talk shit to each other, back and forth. You couldn't offend this woman. Couldn't offend this woman. Racial slurs, stereotypes. Couldn't offend this woman. She said, you're only dating me because you got bagel fever. She had a point. One day we were having a debate about the economic ceiling. You know, I was saying like, she had it worse being a Jewish female. She was saying I had it worse because I'm a black dude that dresses like this. Still had a point. But I was feeling extra silly. And I was like, hey, babe, I have an idea about how I could break out of this glass ceiling. I take a step closer to her. I reach toward her face, and I got your nose. I got your nose. She looks me directly in my face, and she says, that's not funny. Give it back. You guys are stupid. I like that. I feel like I gained a little bit of trust. Just going to ask a very simple question. Be honest with me, people. Let it fly. See? Are you ready for it? All right. Who out here is using that middle button when they pull up to the gas station? Who's pulling up the Sunoco and pushing that button that has 0 fingerprints on it? I got to know. Because if I'm not mistaken, vehicles either call for premium or you're poor. I'll be damned if I'm unscrewing the cap and it's like, please put plus in me, you know. Without saying in parentheses, haha, just kidding. You working class scum, keep putting that natty light in your vehicle. It's cool. I guess I'll just try this one. Someone's gonna poop themselves. So that's check. Does anyone else in this wonderful city of Newark feel like our population is just getting a little bit over? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's getting a little crazy. Like just thin her just a little bit. You know, not like you're going to the barber, you're sitting in a chair, and you're just like, hey, just a little off the top. That's all I'm saying. Bear with me. My first proposal, let's get rid of school zones. Follow me on this logic. Just follow me. Get rid of the, listen, I'm already stereotypically late. I want those 17 seconds. Like, get rid of the school zones, because a great man once said, and I think it was Gandhi, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. But if you can dodge a dodge, white boy can scramble. You'll never have to deflate another football again. I told that joke in New England. I swear to you, I wish I was at a Klan rally. That's. Oh, they care about their football. Just a little, like a few years ago, let's just be honest real quick. A few years ago, we had kids eating Tide Pods. America was like, hey, Tide, stop making those pods so sexy so these kids will stop eating them. I think we went the wrong direction. Should have had an all-you-can-eat contest. $10,000 to the first place winner. $9,999 to the second place winner. Some of you are knowing where I'm going. Let's get this funeral business booming. Those little silicone packets, do not eat. Scratch it out. Eat. You go to McDonald's and get some coffee. Spoiler alert, it has to say caution hot coffee. Don't worry, I'll explain. Sometime in like the 90s, a lady comes to the drive-thru and she goes to that drive-thru and she says to that speaker, she was like, hey, McDonald's, I'd like some coffee. Do you know what those bastards did? They gave her coffee. And she took that coffee and she put that coffee right here. Sorry for the eye contact. She took that coffee, put that coffee right here. First and foremost, I don't trust a person that doesn't have cup holders. She drives off, hits a speed bump, lost her pussy. Just looking like a Ken doll down there. Just had to go to the doctor, get the reconstructive surgery or whatever, you know, like, she was like, I'll take the Michael Jackson. Because it's thinning. Man. Told that joke one time, and one of those encyclopedia comics came up to me, hey, Jay, your joke is inaccurate. You got to stop telling that joke. Jay, your joke is inaccurate. Stop telling that joke. Jay, if you saw the documentary, you'd stop telling that joke. Jay, if you only saw the photos, you'd stop telling that joke. Could I get some before photos? How do you know she wasn't working with a mess already, you know? Line up some ex-boyfriends or whatever. You know, Frank is like, oh yeah, she's always been a disaster zone down there. I used to have to eat her out with a weed whacker. That's been my time. My name is Jay Hunter. Thank you so much.
Guys, keep it going again for Jay Hunter. All right, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do an intermission so you guys can get your drinks, smoke your cigarettes, get some food, whatever. We see some people sprinting already. Just make sure that you don't throw your needles in the parking lot when you're done with them. We'll see you guys soon. Everybody's got a couple drinks in themselves now, so hopefully you're a little bit warmer than Ben Shapiro's wife. It's been a weird couple of years, hasn't it? We went from riots to COVID to riots to, well, I mean, more riots, but then we have the situation with the war in Ukraine. The good news is that nobody is more equipped to handle the situation in Ukraine than Joe Biden. That's because he was alive to see the entire Cold War. The problem is that he keeps trying to negotiate peace with Gorbachev. He was born in 1942. Guys, Joe Biden is so old, he actually appreciates every day. That's why he smells every kid like it's his last. Speaking of kids, you guys remember a couple years ago when everybody was pissed off that immigrant kids were getting taken at the border? You guys forgot already? That's how fucked up the last 2 years has been. Here's my thing. Some of those kids walked from Guatemala to El Paso, Texas. That's 1,900 miles. Guys, if I made my kid walk from here to Columbus, it'd get taken away. Hell, if I named my kid Columbus, the government would take it away. 1,900 miles. Google Maps says that's 27 days of walking. And they don't calibrate eating, sleeping, pissing, or how slow 3-year-olds can walk. Levantate, Miguelito, levantate. 27 days through the jungle, violent criminal organization territories, and the desert. Guys, people in America are afraid to spank their kids in public, and you just drug yours through an Indiana Jones movie directed by Quentin Tarantino. And don't get it twisted, man. I love immigrants. I want all the immigrants here. Bring all of the immigrants. The reason why is we're told that within the next 10 years, we're going to lose 800 million jobs to automation. That's a lot. And I always say, when we think about the Holocaust, they say, never forget. When we talk about 9/11, they say, never forget. Do you guys really think the Japanese people that built these robots forgot about Hiroshima? Everybody's screaming, build the wall. And I'm like, build the firewall. We need all the Mexicans we can get to fight these fucking robots, man. Republicans always say that Mexicans are taking all the jobs, but You know who doesn't worry about Mexicans taking all the jobs? Engineers, because they did their math homework. On the flip side of that, Democrats are always complaining that minimum wage isn't high enough. But you know who doesn't complain about minimum wage being high enough? Engineers, because they did their fucking math homework, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm robophobic. I don't have kids. I don't hate kids. But I did have an abortion. I mean, I didn't have it, but I paid for it. And that implies ownership. You can hear the red state just slithering through this one. So I got a, long story short, I got a conservative Christian girl pregnant, and the abortion was her idea. So that shows you how dateable I am. Tell you what, though, it's the best investment I've ever made. Doesn't say much, because before that, the best investment I ever made was when I bought a pound of weed. Both investments saved me money long term. Both investments cost about $650. The main difference is when I bought the pound of weed, nobody cried. Guys, let's roll back to Biden. Let's get you back. Next. I do feel bad, though, because after the abortion, oh, calm down, Buckeye, like Christ. You guys are all about free speech until you hear something you don't fucking enjoy. I do feel bad, though, because after the abortion, I went to New York, but she has to go to hell. Guys, without further ado, we're going to bring up your next comedian. Keep it going. Ladies and gentlemen, put it together for Nate Strum.
Maybe. There we go. Hello. Can't believe I'm going to follow up some abortion jokes, so that's exciting. Anybody got any awkward fears in the audience? Anybody like terrified of things that they really shouldn't be terrified of? Come on, son-in-law. For the record, my father-in-law's over here on the left. No, one of my biggest fears is actually online dating. Now, before I go any further with this joke, because my father-in-law's on the left, let me just explain that I've been married to my wife for 16 years. She's not going to leave me. I don't have to worry about online dating for myself. She'll just murder me. And I say this not because I'm fearful of my wife in any way, shape, or form, but if you review her Netflix watching, as well as our collection of CSI and Criminal Minds DVDs, if I ever go missing, the Polish mafia over here, known as my father-in-law and uncle-in-law, if you know, you know, they're the bald Polish people over here. And my wife have had me offed, and I'm in a pig farm somewhere up in Croton. They're not finding me. No, but online dating now just scares the bejesus out of me. About 8 years ago, my parents went the way of the dodo. Got divorced. You know, my mother got involved with scrapbooking and Jeopardy. Father got involved with injectables and hanging out with people whose profession rhymed with hookers. That wasn't going to work much longer. So about a year after they got divorced, my mom calls me and goes, "Hey, Nate, I'm thinking about getting back out there. Why the hell are you telling me this? What are your suggestions?" "Well, Mom, you know, there's eHarmony, 2Fish, you know, ease back in there. See what the world looks like." That's the end of that conversation. About a week later goes by, she calls me and goes, "Hey, so I signed up for Match. Didn't take my recommendation while taking my recommendation, but c'est la vie." And I go, "Mom, what's going on?" "I got questions about my profile." Like what, Mom?" "Well, this category, it says casual dating, LTR, or FWB. Now, I have a philosophical question here. Who in the audience knows what FWB means and relates to dating? Yeah, I got to figure out how to tell my mom what friends with benefits means on her dating profile. So I go, I'll just log in, Mom. I'll just tell you, let me fill this out for you. I log in. She goes, No, my username is Hot Lips Lefko. Mom, what the? She's like, that's a character from MASH. You don't even know. I said, yes, it's a character from MASH. Do you know how she got that name? Log in, and my mom's got a 1978 senior year picture, sepia toned on it. Mom, this isn't you. She goes, it is me. 30 years ago. Mom, you can't catfish people. Yes, I can. Just fill in the damn profile, Nathan. So I fill it out as best I can. Don't ask a lot of questions, just trying to get through this. My therapy is not working right now. About a week goes by. Hey, I got a match. I don't care, Mom. His name's Tom. She sends me a picture. It's an older guy. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. From this point forward, I'm going to call him Tommy Bahama. Because I'm that kind of a son. Super supportive. Tommy Bahama's asked me for coffee. Tommy Bahama's asked me for dinner and drinks. Hey, Nate, going out with Tommy Bahama this Friday, doing movies. Mom, as an adult, do you know what 3 dates mean? Anybody else here who want to know what 3 dates mean as an adult? For those who don't know, 3 dates means sex. And so now I have another philosophical conversation I had with my mother to explain what 3 dates mean. And after all the relationships she tried to ruin, including my wonderful wife here, I go, Mom, 1 in 6 men have a venereal disease. So just because you can't get pregnant tonight because you don't have any indoor plumbing anymore, doesn't mean that a nighttime of passion should lead to a lifetime of itches. Wrap it up. So they ended up that evening. I have a strange relationship with my mother. It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Tommy Bahama, guess what he does? Ghosts her. Oh, yeah. Doesn't call her back. To this day, it's been 5 years. She has never spoken to him again. Men are assholes. But don't worry, it all ends well. She found the new love of her life. His name's Gary, not my father-in-law. That'd be weird. His name's also Gary. What's great with him, though, is he is a wholly deaf person. He has no hearing whatsoever. He has these 2 cochlear implants synced to his phone. And my mom loves to yell and scream and, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. And so when she gets on him, goes to his phone, turns off his Bluetooth, watches her lips for a while, turns it back on and goes, I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry. Like, that man's a genius. He should have a show all day long. Now, so one of the things I also am afraid of, any parents in the audience, anybody have small kids? Yeah, I don't have children, and that's a choice. I have a very weak constitution. Ask my wife, I throw up on everything. Yeah, that happens too. A couple years ago, we were living in Pittsburgh. We go to our friend's barbecue. And go around the back, we bring potato salad and beer, and they've got a little 2-year-old. Again, I don't know how old toddlers are. So parents, when do your kids get potty trained? Ballpark it for me. 2, 3, right? Okay. So I get out there, their little boy is naked potty training, which I didn't know was a thing. Maybe you guys don't know that's a thing. They're from Arkansas, so maybe they don't know it's a thing. So we go out the back. I'm like, hey, the cops coming? Like, this is weird, but I'm going to drink beer and eat potato salad and hope for a burger at some point. Fast forward a little bit, and all of a sudden, he hops out of the yard, pops a squat. They dash out. They're grabbing their little man. They're running back in. My wife runs back in, don't know what she's going to do. Out dashes their dog. Oh, yes. He scarfs that down so fast. And then I revisit the beer and potato salad and their petunias. They come out and say, hey, Nate, where's the turd? Buster! My wife goes, we're not having children. I said, no shit. That's my time, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Guys, keep it going for Nate Strum. All right, guys, next up we're going to bring up a local favorite. Keep it going for Mary Miller. Mary Miller.
Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out and supporting comedy. Isn't this the greatest theater? Make sure that you come out and support their shows. They are going to be wonderful. So, I'm Mary Miller. We already covered that part, right? And one of my things about comedy and humor is that humor and comedy can get you through the toughest situations. Are you right? Can you agree? Absolutely true. I will tell you just a quick little synopsis. At one point, I was going through chemo. I went through a little breast cancer, and I went through chemo, and it's tough, right? We can agree on that. So I had to make a spin on it, right? So one day on a summer day, it was hot outside. I'm standing outside, and I'm just kind of hanging out in my backyard, enjoying the evening, and I just had a chemo treatment. And all of a sudden it dawned on me. I thought about it for a minute. I thought, wait a minute. A mosquito started flying around me. And I thought, sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Your wings will fall off. So recently we went through some interesting things, didn't we? Yeah. So I had to write a little song about that too. So it used to be, don't try and sing along when I do songs. Do not try and sing along. It will just mess you up and you'll get mad at me. This used to be a lovely John Denver song. Yeah, it did. And it was called Follow Me. Aww. And I know, all together. Aww. But I changed it. And now it's Don't Follow Me. For the quarantine. It's by far the hardest thing I've ever done, to be quarantined at home with the one I love. Anybody? Stop following me everywhere I go, doing everything I do, don't you know? I need to drink a box of wine and binge watch Tiger King. Stop following me up and down the stairs, from room to room in your underwear. Anyone? Stop turning on every light and cranking up the heat. You know what I'm talking about? Then turn around and Netflix cheat on me. They do that, don't they? When I fall asleep. Way back when I said I do, I made a wish to say, I made a wish to spend every minute of every day with you. Be careful what you wish for, wishes will come true. Right? No, I can't get away from you, no matter how hard I try to. And must you correct everything I say? Ladies? Right? Yes, Siri, whatever. Lockdown with you is like a fairy tale. I'm Snow White, you're my prince, and seven dwarves too. Right? Gassy, grumpy, needy, bossy. Gassy, grumpy, needy, bossy. Horny, know-it-all. Am I hitting home? Yeah. And one who can snore the paint off of the wall will live happily ever after if you stop following me. We'll live happily ever after if you stop following me. I think I hit home there, eh? All right, we got any dog lovers in the crowd? Dog lovers? Me too. I got a golden retriever and a beagle. I love my dogs. They are the best dogs on the planet. They really, really are. But one night after one of my comedy shows, I came home very late at night after a long drive, and I let them out for that last trip outside. You know what I'm talking about? That little do their business thing, right? Well, they got sprayed by a skunk. All together. Oh, that's right. Isn't that the worst? Right? And I love what people will tell you to get rid of that smell. Does anyone know? Tomato juice. It does nothing, does it? It does nothing, does it? The one thing that works, and my vet told me this, so I know it is true. It is it's a vinegar and water product. I'll wait. Summer's Eve. Oh, yeah. So now I am at the all-night Johnstown Kroger with 16 bottles. $16 of Summer's Eve, a bag of Cheetos, some Chunky Monkey ice cream, a box of wine. You know, it's just going to take a while, right? I get that little sales clerk there at the Johnstown Kroger. She looks at me and she goes, "Woo!" She just looked at me and she goes, "Woo! Are you having a party?" She said, "You are in Licking County." Okay, everybody, this is where I made my mistake. Because I thought I needed to explain. So I looked right at her, you know, because I'm feeling kind of weird because I know I'm going to see all these people all the time. I looked right at her. I go, no. See, you don't understand. I just got to get rid of that skunky smell. I cannot go back to Kroger again. All right, I just got a little time left, and I did hear that we have some deer hunters in the crowd. Deer hunters? I got to tell you, I want to brag a minute. I got 2 deer with a dart one time. I did a Dodge dart. All right, I got to sing this song real quick because time is running out, people, so listen up. Well, the weather's just right for sportin', and the deer are all cavortin'. All the horny bucks want to go. Hump-a-doe, hump-a-doe, hump-a-doe. Well, the horniest 10-point buck sometimes doesn't know what to do. His judgment can really suck. He'll chase poontang down Route 62. Well, they hate high-powered ammo and hillbillies dressed in camo, but they risk their 10-point rack to get a doe from the back, a doe in the sack from the back. Thank you, I'm Mary Miller.
Guys, keep it going for Mary Miller. All right, guys, without further ado, I'm going to bring up your next comic. Keep it going for Mike Shockley. Mike Shockley, everybody. You're welcome.
Some of the finest thrift stores in Ohio. Wow, real diverse crowd here. A lot of people from every country in Europe, I see. Good for you, good for you. Some of you may have noticed about me, I'm not wearing real shoes, these are house shoes. It's the hair, I know. I did this for a couple reasons. Number one, homeless people never ask me for money, ever. Really lucky. I mean, somebody gave me money once. That was awesome. Three things you should know about Caucasians with dreadlocks. Number one, never get them wet. Number two, never expose them to bright light. And number three, whatever you do, do not feed them after midnight. You have to excuse me, I have a bad memory because I'm old. Oh! I wrote it all down on this piece of paper. So yeah, I'm not from Ohio. I'm from Indy. I'm here working. I do construction. We're remodeling some apartments, and I do a lot of traveling for my job. First place I went was Virginia. Virginia's very nice. The people there are very nice. Then I went to Memphis. Anybody ever been to Memphis? Yeah? You got enough middle fingers to drive around Memphis? Is your horn loud enough to drive around Memphis? No. Actually, I got in a lot of trouble in Memphis. I got red flagged by Homeland Security because I Googled three things. I Googled, number one, the square mileage of Memphis. How many megatons of a nuclear bomb it would take to destroy Memphis, and where I could buy one. And somebody answered, some guy in Arkansas. And I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if he was a cop or a white supremacist. He might have been both. I don't know. Boo. Then I went to Colorado. Colorado's beautiful, very natural, just like me. Best thing about Colorado is that everybody smokes weed. Worst part about Colorado is that everybody smokes weed. When I say no tomatoes, I mean no tomatoes. We had hired a day laborer there to drive the forklift and moving around large appliances and whatnot. And he said, "Hey man, what happens if I drop one of these refrigerators on my own car? Who pays for that?" I was like, "I don't know. Shit, that's a good question. Let me call HR." Called HR and asked him the question. He said, "I can answer that with two questions. Drug test." So I drove the forklift from then on. I'm very safe. Despite my appearance, I'm very civic-minded. Some things. The other thing you might not know about me, I voted for Trump twice. Boo. Thanks, Brandon. I don't give a shit about his politics. He looks like a baby carrot with fucking insulation on his head. Only reason I voted for Trump was to get Mike Pence out of Indiana, and it worked. Douchebag. He looks like a retired Ken doll. I just thought of that. What do you think Mike Pence did when he won the election? Do you think him and Karen pushed the double beds together and had a night of mediocre rhythmless sex? Or do you think he just put an Ambien in her wine and went to his boyfriend's house? Nailed it. Shit, I started on the second page. This is going to be terrible. Another thing you probably can't tell about me just by looking about me. My senior year, I was valedictorian. I was prom king. Being homeschooled was awesome. It was totally awesome. Straight A's. Thanks, Mom. I can't see her, but I know she's out there. I see her. Hi. I made it, Mom, all the way to Newark. I made it. Big time. I'm fairly smart now. I was not smart when I was younger. I was terrible. A couple things I had to learn the hard way. Just because your head can fit through the railing on a stairway doesn't mean it's going to come out easy. Does not mean that. And when I was younger, we lived in some crappy apartments. Gas stove, nice shade of avocado. If you put a hot dog on a fork, you can roast it over there just like you're camping. But my dumb ass wanted to see if the fork tasted like a hot dog. Yeah, ooh. Dumbass. Also found out silica salts. They taste better in jerky than they do from shoe boxes, so keep that in mind if you're hankering for some silica salts. What else we got here? Vladimir Putin. Woo! What are you voting? Vladimir Putin just lost his black belt from the International Martial Arts Association, which technically means I have a black belt just like he does. And then I thought about it. And technically, I have just as many Tour de France wins as Lance Armstrong, but twice the testicles. Sorry, Lance. Stay strong. You guys like impressions? Shit, me too. I'm gonna do some poetry instead. This one is about Vladimir Putin. It's called, this one's about Vladimir Putin. Running over Ukraine like a psycho driving a hearse. You get a mic. Fuck that all up. Sorry, I'm nervous. I'm not a professional. I'm a semi-professional amateur. Here we go. Vladimir Putin, you are the worst. Running over Ukraine like a psycho driving a hearse. But I see you're in pain. You get a migraine because every time someone says Ukraine, you yell, "No, it's my crane." Sorry. I'm sorry. Gas prices. I wrote a nice little poem about gas prices in my car while it was running. Gas prices higher than a hippie on a plane. If you own a car or a truck, you're going to complain. If $4 a gallon is something you don't like, then get off your ass and ride a damn bike. Thank you, thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. Vladimir Putin is about to find out, I'm telling you. If we get involved in this, he's going to find out why we don't have universal health care. Yeah. Gonna kick some ass. Nope. Lyle, what the hell is going on with the weather today? What is going on? Snow, rain, sun. It's Ohio. I live in Indiana, so it's like Ohio adjacent. Except I know about you, Buckeyes. I know what you think about us Hoosiers. I know you call your hillbillies Hoosiers. Somebody from Cincinnati told me that. And I said, that's fine, because we call our illiterate Buckeyes. Boo, boo that, you're Buckeyes. Come on, defend yourself. Running out of things to say. Went through it too fast. Forgot my water bottle. Blowing it. I'm totally sober right now. I haven't had a drink in 14 years. I quit drinking. It was shitty.
Maybe if I talk loud enough, you can hear me. Maybe not. I guess I'm done. Oh, that was 8 minutes?
Guys, keep it going for Mike Shockley.
Bye.
So, since we're already on the subject of Putin, I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. A couple weeks ago, Russia bombed a Holocaust memorial in Ukraine. Caused Marjorie Taylor Greene to have an orgasm. Her legs were still shaking at the State of the Union. That's why she was screaming. Right, anyway, let's give it up for Ian Catmore. Guys, Ian Catmore.
How we doing, everybody? Pretty good, pretty good. Sounds like everybody here's had a pretty good day. Mine's been pretty weird, as a matter of fact. I caught my roommates having sex in my bed again. I don't know how to tell them to stop because they're my parents. It really irks me, the people who say they're as single as a Pringle. Like, do you not get how many Pringles actually come in a can? Side chick number 3 at least. And if you are the last Pringle in the can, congrats. Because you're going to end up broken and alone. I was married once. I got married at 19 in Las Vegas. That was my first mistake. I did it right, though. I asked both of her dads for a hand in marriage. She was adopted. And it's weird, though, because marriage is just a legal agreement that establishes a two-person communist society. But one night, instead of planning everything out, we decided that we would drive 34 hours from the Hocking Hills all the way to Las Vegas. Mistake number 2. Never be in the same car with somebody for longer than 24 hours at a time. You will hate each other by the end of it. Example, as I'm driving through Utah, my soon-to-be wife looks at me and goes, "Why do you breathe like that?" I'm sorry, what? I didn't know there was a proper protocol on how to breathe. I'm just not trying to die, bitch, damn. Now, we got married at a wedding chapel, but not inside of the chapel, no. We got married on the side of the street under a "Welcome to Las Vegas" sign. Everybody driving by could see us. One guy even yelled out, "Huh, gay!" Like, I know I look like Rosie O'Donnell. But the honeymoon was awesome, though. We ziplined down the Las Vegas Strip together. We went to a strip club that she paid for. We got this weird group dance by a stripper named Angel. I presume she named herself that because she knew she wasn't getting into heaven. But let's fast forward 2 months now. She's out partying all the time. I can't leave the house. You know how bored I was? I was into video games. She was into threesomes. Our marriage lasted 2 months. The divorce process lasted a fucking year. The reason the divorce took so long is because during that time, she had gotten pregnant by another guy. But because we were still technically married, I was listed as a legal father on the birth certificate. Oh my God is right. Because I had to pay $2,000 in court fees just to prove that it wasn't my crotch goblin. You can take that home with you. This guy likes it. I realized one other thing, though. I now had the power to potentially take her kid away from her. But it's not like I had any real interest in doing so. Like, if I won the kid in a custody battle, I would just leave it on the front steps of an Amazon warehouse. All right, we're a kind of pro-child labor crowd. This is cool. You guys laughed at it. I've accidentally smoked crack before. And I know that might sound hard to believe, to accidentally smoke crack, but let me remind you, there was once a time when the Cleveland Browns were once in the AFC Championship game. So it was my first night doing acid too, and it was a great time. We get back to my car and my face is melting, right? My face feels like I just left my first circle jerk where I was in the middle. My face is moist is what I'm trying to say. And I know that might be a controversial word, moist. But can we all agree that gaping sounds way worse? So we get to an after party. The after party's going great. Me and my friends there, we're smoking weed. I thought it was weed. But because of the visuals from the acid, I did not realize that I was smoking a light bulb. It was not the eureka moment I was looking for. But no, this woman hands me the light bulb, and she lit my crack for me. She lit it for me, stating, "Pretty bitches don't light their own drugs." Which I'm gonna be honest with you, Newark, that made me feel pretty good. So I'm driving home an hour and a half later, and I'm not really feeling much. Which I had two thoughts after that. Either A, acid dilutes crack. I'm not that kind of scientist. Or B, I smoked the mids of crack, and that had me messed up too, because I want crackhead strength. All right, folks, that's been my time. You guys have been great. I've been E.M. Catmore.
Guys, keep it going for E.M. Catmore. All right, guys, I got a magic trick I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pull out my big cock. No, I'm just kidding. It's worth the time. I'm going to get that the fuck out of the way. I'm going to bring up your next comedian, Rhoda Stevens. Give it up for Rhoda.
I'm Fire Marshal Bill. And thank you for attending our fire safety class. As you can see, everything in here is a potential fire hazard, including me, if you haven't noticed. This isn't the fire safety class? Oh, shit. Oh, I gotta go. There's an emergency in the lobby. So, let me show you someone. It's Bernadette. Say hello, Bernadette. Hello, Gunny. Not to me, to them. Oh, shit. Oh my God, I can't do it, I'm scared. Why are you scared, Bernadette? Well, that guy, right over there, right there, that guy, yeah, that guy right there. He scares me. Why does he scare you? He looks like a predator, and he's about to use me as a sex toy. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus, Bernadette, clean it up a little bit, okay? Well, now what are you doing? Why are you looking down there? Well, because you have no ear, you have no hand, and look at that hair, you have very little. I'm just wondering, are your lady grits going up too? My lady grits are kind, Bernadette. Thank you very much for asking. Did your mother have sex with a scrotum crawl? Because you look like one, okay, Bernadette? Ha! Very funny. Not Gunny. Yeah. You know I'm gorgeous, Gunny. Oh, yes, you're gorgeous, Bernadette, for sure. You make it very difficult. Oh, do I now? Oh, yes, you're always doing stupid shit, cutting yourself off. I'm stuck here with these Band-Aids on all day. Look at these scars. Look at these. I see the scars, Bernadette, okay? Look, you know, you've got my classic surgeon. I got it on speed dial, for God's sakes, and look at me. I'm stuck here on this nug. I can't get away from you. But I can't get away from you either, Bernadette, because I can't afford to lose any more parts, okay? You know what I think we're done? I think we're done with Bernadette, right? Just close her out. Goodbye, Bernadette. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I get this question a lot. True story. That's what makes it funny. Rhoda, are you right-handed or left-handed? Well, I thought that was obvious. Good, let's do a little silent experiment. Got this hand in the way. I do believe the mystery is solved. So for my 50th birthday, my friends roasted me. Another true story, okay? First person up to the mic says, well, how do you roast somebody who's already getting roasted? Oh, yeah. Very funny. Second person up to the mic brings one of these. I'm a little confused at first. I look around the room, and all of a sudden I see everyone has one. Then little did I know there was a song on the back. They rewrote the tune to the old gray hair, changed the words. I'm going to sing you a little verse. True story, remember. The old gray hair, she done fell into a fire pit, burned her arm and half her shit. Don't ask her where she got her licks. The old gray. Oh, shoot. So I saw a friend on the street the other day. I thought it was somebody I went to high school with. I had to take a second look like, that her guy. Oh, it is you, Tanya. How you doing? I didn't recognize you. She's like, I didn't recognize you either. And I'm like, yes, I got a little work done. Speaking of friends, who here knows Rick? I know some of you do. For those of you that don't know Rick, there's a guy in this town named Rick, and everybody thinks that I'm Rick. Well, I'm not sure I get it, but I just have 3 questions. Does Rick have lady bits? Is Rick missing this hand and this ear? Just not sure I get it, folks. I'll think about this. Oh, I get it, you racist bastards. All good and Kiko look alike. Oh, shoot. So I got some girlfriends at the lake. They have a kayak group. They're always asking to go kayaking with them, right? And I'm like, well, you know where this is going. Well, bitches, I have one arm. If you want to go in a circle all day, I'm in. If you plan to get somewhere, you better take somebody else. I need a motor, not a paddle. So dating is tough, right? Talk about it all night. It's tough to whoever you are. But put yourself in this position, okay, right? So you got to get creative, correct? Come up with some new kick-up lines every once in a while. I'm a hunker gonna in love. Dumb. Hey, hot stuff, how you doing? Hey, I got a burning question for you. I hope you have the answer. Okay, those don't work. We know that. But you know your dating life is in the tank when Bill Cosby buys you a drink and he does not drug you. That's where my dating life is at. I don't know about yours. Oh, shoot. So, traveling is fun. I go to the airport and I'm a target every time. Go through the scanner and they're like, oh my God, you're lighting up red here and here and here. Yeah. You might want to hit the female button and we'll try again. Go on another trip. I'm in Jamaica and I get the cool cat down and all of a sudden she hits the girl. And it's like, what you got stuck on? Well, it's nothing because I'm a female and that's my girl. My friends are like, no, it's TSA. You'll go, no, stop. So, next trip I go in and I see the TSA girl, very serious. She's looking at the package. She pulls out this long Q-tip with something on it. I'm like, oh, cool, I've got to get fun. She walks over and she says, I need to see your hands. And I said, hand? And she's like, yeah. All right. Well, I'm like, well, what are we about to do? And she's like, well, I'm going to swab you for chemicals. Bitch, do I look like a failed terrorist and I'm back for a second try? I mean, really. So, people are always kind, they're always trying to help me. I'm doing my own thing, self-sufficient. And they're like, hey, can I give you a hand? Can I help you out? Can I give you a hand? Well, I don't know. Can I give you one? I mean, come on. That is my time, and I'd appreciate it if you would give me a hand. Thank you!
Guys, keep it going for Rhoda Stevens. Rhoda Stevens. People always say that they like their coffee like they like their women, you know? Some people say strong and black. Actually, that's what a lot of people say, strong and black. But after seeing Rhoda, I like my coffee like I like my women, burnt. Hey, I'll give you a date. I need a date. I'm getting a little tired of these worn-out tramp stamps in Arizona. Guys, without further ado, I'm going to bring up your last comedian tonight. Put your hands together for my friend, Xavier Dunson. Xavier Dunson.
What is up, Newark? How you guys doing? Yeah. Ha. I'm black. What's up? All right. There's so many white people here. This feels like an auction. Okay. Ooh, just a little bit. All right. Just to address another question in everybody's mind. Like, yes, this is my hair. 13 years, you know. Came with the hat. Yeah, I know. Let's talk about white people for a second. I met this guy at a comedy show I did, and he made this weird joke about his last name, but he wouldn't say what his name was. So I went over to the comic list and looked him up, and I laughed because of what his name was. I'm going to spell it for y'all, then I'm going to tell y'all what it was. This white comic's last name was Nigalo. Yeah. Nigalo. Yeah. It's like, Nigalo? Like a nigga gigolo? Is that what that is? Went home, I was so mesmerized. Like, I journaled about him. At the time, I told my girlfriend, I was like, I met this guy. She thought we were breaking up. To clarify, my girlfriend is Asian, so it's like her English wasn't all the way there. She literally thought we were breaking up. I was like, I met this guy, Nigolo. She said, no, not Nigolo. Well, we eventually did break up, not because of Nigolo. I broke up with my Asian girlfriend because of harassment. Every day I struggled to understand what harass meant. Yeah. So, as I'm journaling about Nigolo, I'm thinking to myself, like, what is a Nigolo? You know what I'm saying? I never heard that before. That's crazy. I came with a couple ideas. Let me know if I'm accurate, right? Nigolo. It's Negro sweet and low. Don't pass that sweetener. Hand me some of that Nigolo. I'm trying to watch my diabetes. Just give it to me. Please give that to me. Nigolo. It's the phrase you use to describe a black person who's not doing so well. For those who need an example, I'll give it one. Hey, how's Jim doing? I don't know, man, but that nigga low. Nigga low. Guys seen R. Kelly in the news? That nigga low. Nigga low. It's the lowest your voice can go. Got baritone, bass, and then nigga low. Any Barry White fans out there? Any Barry White fans? Yeah, a couple, yeah. Let's get that sweet nigga low voice right. Real soothing. Nigga low. It's the lowest you can go in limbo. They'll be like, hey, how low can you go? You're like, psh, how low can I go? Nigga low? You want to see though? You want to see? Get real animated, you know. Nigga low. It's a fifth Ninja Turtle. Don't believe me? I'll show you. It's Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Nigolo. Yep. He's black though. He's not like green like the other ones. He's a black turtle. It's just in the script. It's just in the script. His weapons of choice are culture shock, and he's got a gun. He's got a gun. Yeah. But his weakness, to nobody's surprise, is child support. He's got a bunch of little niggalos running around. Can't keep it to himself. So I told that joke at another show, right? And I had these two white ladies walk up to me, and they're like, hey, we really liked your set. Can we get a picture? I was like, yeah, I like pictures. That's what's up. And they're like, yeah, we really like that niggalo joke. I was like, oh, they said it. Just kind of threw me off, you know? And they're like, yeah, because we got a little black brother, and he's a gigolo, and we want to call him Nigolo. I was like, oh, God. They said it again. White people in 2022, so out of pocket. I mean, I didn't know what to do, you know? I don't control white people. Not yet. So I did what I could do, right? I took the picture. I was like, all right, next time you see a little black brother, don't call him a gigolo, call him a nigolo. They're like, you got it, black man, nigolo, nigolo, nigolo. They skipped away from me. I felt more insulted by the skip than them saying it, you know what I mean? Like, they had so much joy. I felt racist, you know what I mean? But that's cool. That's a word you can say. Some people say ninjalo because they're afraid to say this guy's last name. He was white, so it's whatever. I'll tell you an embarrassing story real quick. You ever mess up somebody's name at a job so poorly it ruined the job for you? Yeah, that one person? Okay. So I did that at one of my last jobs. So I saw this dude's name on paper. I'm his supervisor, right? Never met this dude, never seen his name before. I'm going to spell it for you. What would you have said? His name's spelled A-N-A-L. Anal, yeah. I was like, Anal? Ain't nobody's name Anal. That's crazy. This man walks in first day. I was like, are you Anal? He's like, yes. Yes, I am Anal. I was like, oh, shit. I ain't never heard nobody named Anal. I found out later that's not that man's name. But I'm his supervisor, so he didn't correct me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Anal didn't correct me. My supervisor did, and he thought it was hilarious. I was introducing this man to guests as Anal for an 8-hour shift. People are walking in. I'm like, hey, welcome to our Mediterranean Grill. My name's Xavier. This is our new guy. Anal. Make him feel welcome. Give him a nice, firm, warm welcome, right? And one of the guests were like, listen, I don't care how anal you guys are, just make sure everything stays in the bowl when you finish. I was like, I'm saying his name is Anal, we're not. Okay, you got that messed up. Another person was like, oh, name's Anal. Ooh, tight. I know, right? To add insult to injury, like at the end of his shift, my boss was like, hey, Xavier, what do you think of anal? I was like, what do I think of anal? Didn't like the first impression, if I'm being honest. Didn't like it. But after getting my hands in there, getting my face in there, getting real dirty. At one point, anal spit on me. I felt real shitty. Yeah. But we kissed and made up, so we're cool, you know. I like anal. I hope anal comes back tomorrow. I'm a fan, right? And he was like, you do realize his name is Anal, right? I was like, who's Anal? He said, Anal. It hit me all at once. I was like, no, he said his name was Anal. No. So I did what any rational person could do in that situation. I quit. Immediately. No 2 weeks, no nothing. I just left because I just imagined nobody can recover from 8 hours of anal. No one. And that ball still texts me to this day. Like, he'll be like, hey, you still like anal? Like, bro, you're literally a butthole. You know that? He was like, it's pronounced batal. Yeah, that's my experience, guys. Leave you guys with one line, so I just got the light there. A man in a ski mask ran past me, and I sneezed. Yeah. And he turned around and said, bless you. And I thought, wow, a blessing in disguise. Tell your kids that one. All right, that's my time. My name is Xavier Dunson. You guys have a great night. Get up for your host.
Guys, keep it going for Xavier Dunson. All right, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start the live voting. If you guys aren't familiar, if you have your programs in front of you, you can either look at those and there's a QR code where you can get on there and scan them. All right, it's going to bring you to a website where you can see everybody's name and face. And then on the screens here and eventually there, you'll have the names next to the faces. Now, if you don't have the QR code, you can also text message the number on there of the comics that you thought were the funniest tonight. There's going to be 3 winners. There's going to be a first place, a second place, and a third place. So make sure you fill out all of your votes. It's going to be weighted. You guys each get a vote, and then our guest judges tonight are going to have weighted votes for 10 each. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring up all the comedians that you saw perform tonight. Guys, give it up again. Let's bring them out. Yeah. I'm going to trip on the carpet one last time. All right, guys, treat it like high school. Get on the wall and spread. All All right, guys, so I'm going to go down the lineup tonight and just announce the names so you guys can give them another round of applause. Guys, put your hands together for Mike Larson. Keep it going for Nate Strum. Keep it rolling for Mike Shockley. Of course, we have John Holland. Tall guy in the background, put it together for Jay Hunter. And then with the dodgeball, we have E.M. Catmore. Keep that enthusiasm for Xavier Dunson. I'm going to start back this way and work my way in. Mary Miller. Drew Bennett. Patrick Baylog. Rhoda Stevens. And Destin Richardson. Guys, my name is Jason Raynard. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Once again, this is the first comedy show ever in Weathervane's history. So we thank you again for being here. We should have the live voting, so we're going to hang out here while you guys are getting those votes in. Jennifer Hankinson, who put your hands together for her. She made this whole thing happen. This is her baby. We're all very, very, very grateful for you, Jennifer, for having us.